Hi everyone, welcome into the new semester. My name is Dr. Diana Padilla. This is course 3314, section 003, the Latina experience. We're going to be doing a couple of things in this video. I will be introducing us to the syllabus, talking a little bit about how to best navigate our Canvas page, strategies to do well in the class. And then I'm going to ask you at the end a question about how to communicate best for the remainder of the semester. First, I want to take a couple of minutes to introduce myself. As I said, my name is Diana Padilla. I will be your instructor for this course. This is my second time teaching the Latina Experience course. I taught it for the first time last semester, and it was probably one of the most magical, and I'm not exaggerating, experiences or the highlights of the last year. I ended up being the student in the classroom because I learned so much through the rawness, the genuineness, the empathy that my students demonstrated throughout the course. So this has become my new favorite course, and I'm hoping that next year I get to teach it face to face and not online. So I'm hoping that through this video I can reassure you and help you ease into the semester. I was born and raised in Puerto Rico, lived there until I was 21, and ever since then I've been either working or studying in different states, New York City, Washington, D.C., and now Texas. I used to have a child adolescent family practice in New York and Puerto Rico before devoting myself to research and the development of research interventions. Programs related to my area of study, which is intimate partner violence or dating violence among adolescents. And I specifically work with the Latino population. I'm mostly interested in understanding the decision making factors that lead adolescents to decide whether they want or do not want to use abusive behaviors in their romantic relationships. And I've been incredibly blessed to work not only in the US but in other countries, developing programs or projects related to sexual offensive behaviors in adolescents or intimate partner violence in adolescents. On a more personal note, I have three main passions in life. Whenever I have money, time, and need a little bit of self care, or all of those at the same time, I like photography, I like traveling, and I like buying and taking care of my plants. Um, Traveling is usually my home away from home, is where I find my voice and my freedom. And it really has opened my horizons in terms of being more understanding and being more flexible with my students, with myself, and kind of being able to apply cultural lenses to everything that I do. So I'm hoping that you're able to see that in this course as well. And I looking also forward to. I'm so sorry. I wanted to log in into my other screen to see the syllabus. And I'm hoping that through the introductory activity that I've assigned for you guys to do in the kind of getting started section, I'm hoping that I can get to start getting to know you a little bit better. Okay, so moving on to more administrative aspects of this course. I'm sorry if you see me going back and forth. I just have another screen here in which I am looking at our modules and the syllabus so I don't miss anything important. In terms of this syllabus and how this, what would be the best way to navigate this course. So basically, if we go to the left hand corner of our Canvas website, you're going to see multiple options, and you'll be able to see where everything is displayed: your syllabus, the modules, quizzes, grades, conferences, and discussions, which I think are the main features that we'll be using for this course. If we click on the modules, you're going to see that pretty much the modules have or are organized by readings, videos, quizzes, and additional resources. And the main headings that I use for this are Begin, which is where I describe the objectives for that module; Discover, which is where I, hold on a second, is where I put all the readings and videos related to content; Demonstrate, which are the quizzes. Usually, if there are any quizzes for that week, there will be in the Demonstrate section; and Deepen means documentaries, films, or additional resources that I put in for you to watch or listen to. You should be able to go through all of them. Ideally, I'll discuss at the end strategies to save time and use energy productively in this course. But basically, you should go through all the materials with a specific emphasis on the Discover section, which is my video and the readings for that specific module. Students have asked me in the past, this is an online course, and I understand there's variability in terms of students' flexibility in terms of the need for structure. So in previous semesters, I tended to be apparently way too flexible with assignments and quizzes submissions. And some students, not to say probably half of the students, ask for a little bit of more structure. So this semester, I listened to their feedback and I've come up with a plan. I'm going to see if it works or not. I'll get your feedback throughout the semester. But basically, if you check the syllabus, I am pretty flexible with the midterm assignment and the quizzes. So ideally how these modules are organized is that you do one module per week. That way the material does not build up. You can follow up the material on my videos or other things that I upload and share. You do not get overwhelmed throughout the semester. So ideally each week you do a module. That said, I know people go at different speeds in online. So you're gonna see in the syllabus that there are, and I'm gonna go through the courses assignments. Yes. So you're gonna see that the quizzes and the midterm assignment, and the final, I put a due date for all of those. Specifically for the midterm and final, which are true reflection papers, I put a specific due date. With the quizzes, you're gonna see that I don't have a specific due date. I encourage you to complete them on a weekly basis, but I wanted to give you a little bit of flexibility. You can submit quizzes later on. And what I'll do is that because each week I grade the quiz that belongs to that module. So let's say This week we start on module 1, so next week I'm going to grade the quizzes for module 1. The following week you do module 2, and then I'm going to grade the quizzes for module 2. So I'll keep kind of like continue grading quizzes, right? Even regardless of when you submit them. Now I encourage you to do them every week so that way it doesn't pile up and you can follow the flow of the course nicely. But I give a little bit of flexibility with the quizzes, and I also am a little bit flexible with the reflection paper 1, which is our midterm. So I assigned a due date, but if you go to the syllabus, you're gonna see in our, I think it's our assignments examination section, that I give you a little bit of extra time to submit that. If you for some reason cannot submit the assignment on the due date, usually I give an extra week for students to submit. Now, after that week, I will not accept any papers unless there is a specific reason that I have discussed with a student. But I will be very clear with this. I am a very flexible professor and I try to accommodate different needs, but also understand that I have over 60 students in 2 courses and I cannot go back and forth grading papers at different times. So I give enough flexibility so that if you have a situation and cannot submit or deliver your midterm on time or your quizzes, you have some wiggle room to work here with me. Obviously, one thing that I encourage all my students to do, I am a very open, very understanding professor. I really try to put myself in the position that we all have situations that go beyond our control. Sometimes we get sick, sometimes we are struggling with anxiety, depression, sometimes we have illness in our family, sometimes we have death in our family. One thing that I have noticed, it's not only me, but across 2 different classes, and I understand this varies across students. Generally, students are scared to communicate with professors and share with them what do they need from us. Maybe it's also based on experiences with professors that are not so kind and are more strict and rigid. But as for me, please rest assured, I do not get a kick or a pleasure out of failing any of you. But if you do not communicate with me, I don't have any way of helping you. You do not have to tell me the nature of your problem, but if you are noticing, and this is something that I discuss in the syllabus, if you are noticing that you are struggling, that you are unable to submit things on time, that you are anticipating having a situation that will impact your performance in the course, by all means, please contact me in person, by phone, via email. You do not have to share the content of your problem. You just kind of let me know generally what's going on, because that way I can advise you how to do better in the course. I do not chase any of my students, so if you are not performing well in the class, the only thing that I usually do during midterm is that people that I see that are in the kind of C, D, and F range, I will send them a message via Canvas directly just to let them know this is where you are, and to have the discussion with them whether it's advisable based on your situation to continue in the course, drop the course, or find another option. But other than that, know that I will not go down chasing you. I will not go down emailing you if you're missing things or not. I assume that you are responsible adults. If you communicate with me, I can certainly work with you and help you figure things out throughout the course. So it's very important that you do not feel stressed out, uncomfortable with me. I will not scream at you. I will not chastise you. I will not reprimand you. I'm not your parent. I'm your instructor, and my goal is to help you learn and do well in this course. So keep that in mind, because I think that's one of the most important things I like stressing students in this first video. So again, for this course, there's some flexibility, but make sure that you jot down in your calendars the due dates specifically for the midterm and final exam, and that you keep up to date with the quizzes. You're gonna see that everything is described in the syllabus, how I organized it also in Canvas. Right where you see at the top, getting started or blueprint to getting started, that is where I will upload this video. You're gonna see kind of like the requirements for this course in terms of the two main assignments. I kind of put them in there. There's a rubric and there are guides for those assignments. And then the rest of the modules is as I just explained them, right? There's going to be a little bit of reading, some videos, quizzes, and some podcasts here and there to listen to. So it's a very interactive course, which brings me to kind of like my last part in terms of content and assignments. So we don't really have a lot of assignments. We just have two main. They're very fun, both the first and second reflection paper. They're also very active. The quizzes are short, and I'm gonna save discussing the quizzes for the end. But I wanted to ask you, and I'm gonna open or send you a general message. Something that I really want to do is, which based on students' feedback, I wanted to start. So the videos that you're gonna see, the professor's video, usually it's me clarifying content about quizzes or addressing administrative aspects. Now, these videos are old, so it means that I film them I film them once a year, so I film them in the fall. Obviously, the administrative aspects do not apply to you necessarily because this is a different class and a different semester. But the content per se still is very relevant, and it's going to help you address clinical questions or direct practice questions and help you answer the quizzes. Now, because they're old videos, something that I wanted to do this semester to make it more interactive is maybe every like once a month or every 2 weeks, do a live or a real-time conference using the conference function from Canvas, and having us meet as if we were in an actual classroom. And then maybe that way I'm envisioning using those videos to discuss more in depth concerns that you have about the course, also concerns about direct practice. I can maybe have a couple of questions that I can ask you guys, and I can send them in advance so that you can prepare yourselves, things that I would like to discuss with you. And maybe we can do like a 30-minute or 45-minute discussion on a date and time that the majority of us can all agree. Now, I obviously understand that based on the nature of this course, maybe not everyone can join at the same time. But the great things about the conference's function is that for those of you who cannot participate live, the videos stay filmed and saved for up to 2 weeks. So you can watch that video at a later time of your convenience. But I think it's a great way to be interactive, to keep it up to date, and to kind of get up close and personal with you. So I'll send a message asking everyone what is the best way to organize that in terms of days, times, if it's something that you are willing to do, or if you just want me to do once a month pre-recorded video, or twice a month record a video maybe answering all your questions or concerns for this course. Obviously, that is not the only way that you can communicate with me. I'm accessible via phone, office hours by appointment, or you can message me via Canvas. So more to come on that. And finally, for the quizzes, before we close up this video with how to do well in this course. So the quizzes, I'm gonna kind of say it in advance. You may or may not struggle in the first couple of quizzes. That is absolutely okay. It has been the pattern in previous semester. Some of my students get a little bit frazzled and scared. Professor Diana, I'm failing in my first two quizzes. Um, it's okay. It's just getting the nature and hang of things. Hopefully, in quite a few of the pre-recorded videos that are called professors videos, you're gonna see me talking content related to the readings, and which will help you answer hopefully some of the quizzes. But that's okay. It's okay if you fail one or two quizzes. In the end, to help you, I will eliminate the worst grade for each of you. So maybe for student one, it was quiz number 4. For another student, it was quiz number 10. So I will delete your worst grade in the quizzes. So if you fail one quiz, even if you fail two, it's not going to make a huge difference. But keep in mind that the videos, the ones that are called professors videos, should help you with that for most of the quizzes, because I give tips on what reading specifically to emphasize and kind of focus on. And finally, strategies to do well in this course. I know this is not the only course that you have. I know that students sometimes take 4, 5, 6 courses. I think that depends on all of you, your pace, your needs, your capabilities. So I'm gonna say a couple of things on that, and because I think having expectations clear from the beginning is very important for me with my students and keeping those communication channels open. So I'm very flexible, like I said, I'm very caring and understanding, but I also have boundaries, and I think it's important because I cannot let everyone do whatever they want in the course, because it wouldn't be fair to all the students, and then I don't have a way of measuring learning and growth in the class. So please know that it is not my responsibility as a professor. Sometimes students will tell me, well, professor, you need to understand that I'm taking 5 or 6 courses. I think that is something that you need to decide on your own, but do not expect for me to be more understanding or empathetic based on the courses that you are taking, because that is your choice. I'm going to give you a different example. So I, as a professor, know how much I can take during a semester. So sometimes I have to make the executive decision of maybe not doing some things, or choosing not to focus on a specific assignment or task because I have to devote time to you guys. I have other projects going on. So the same applies to you. In life, generally, we need to choose what things we are capable of handling at the same time, not to overburden ourselves. So because that is your choice and you know you know yourself better than anyone, I cannot be way more flexible with one student versus with the others based on the fact that I'm going to take pity on you because you are taking 7 courses, right? I think it's important for you guys to know who you are, what you're capable of handling this semester, and what is realistic for you to achieve. And I'm only saying that because sometimes, and it's not that I'm not sensitive to your needs, sometimes a student will come to me, Professor Diana, I'm taking 7 courses. Well, while I can be empathetic, and that's the reason why I am flexible with some of the due dates, that is a choice that you made, based on, right, a series of factors that influence your decision. So I can be flexible, but also understand that there are times that professors cannot be flexible because we have to be fair to all our students. So how to do well in this course, based on your multiple responsibilities. One, I always first do the material that is in the discover section, right? That is where I put in the main readings and my video. I think that's important because that's going to help you do well in the quizzes, and also you're going to have materials for your other reflections. So I would focus most of my attentions on that part. Then what I would do with the Depend, which is where I put in like videos and like fun stuff for you guys, you're gonna see that there are a couple of videos, even though they're short, some are a little bit longer. You don't have to watch them all. Maybe select one or two videos which are of interest to you, and read and watch those. So that way you can save time and energy. With readings, I was going to tell you, even with the discover section or the kind of required readings, what I usually recommend to students, in terms of the quizzes, most of the answer to the quizzes you can get them if you read the abstract and the introductory section and that initial section in the methods where it says current study or purpose of the study, right? So keep that tip in mind, because that's also going to help you save time, and maybe you can save your energy and read the whole article for an article that you're really interested in. But I would say for the quizzes and for the reflections, you can get a general idea from reading the abstract and probably the first 2 or 3 pages of that article, right? Like the introduction or the review of the literature, and like the main area where the authors describe the methods, in terms of like how do they define variables, or how do they, what is the purpose, the hypothesis, the questions of the study. So that is another tip that I can give you to save time and energy. Write down from the beginning the due dates. Just make sure that you highlight them. When are my due dates? When I need to submit things? Where am I falling behind? Make a schedule for yourself, right? You already know that the main assignments have due dates, but for the quizzes, make a calendar for yourself. If the professor is telling us that it's advisable to do a quiz per week, then let me organize myself in case I cannot do them every week, but that I have like a calendar of a timeline to complete my quizzes. And last and most important, ask questions. Do not be afraid to communicate with me. Do not wait until the possible last minute to ask a question. I do not get bothered by questions. Sometimes if I get the same question multiple times, what I'll do is I'll send a general message via Canvas instead of answering individually. But I always answer within 48 or 3 days to my students. Sometimes within the same day is very pressing for the student. Do not feel embarrassed. No question is stupid, is dumb. I value all your learning growth and the desire you have to learn. So I will not be upset or offended by any of your questions. I think that is why I want to add these conferences videos, or real-time videos, so that we can have the opportunity to communicate better with each other, and that I have an opportunity to answer all your questions. If that idea doesn't work for us, then I can do, like I said, a pre-recorded video twice a month, like an up-to-date pre-recorded video, and I'll share, answer all your questions, answer specific issues that are of interest, and maybe we can have like a fun, interesting discussion based on the materials that you have been reading. So I don't want to bombard you anything more. It's almost a 30-minute video. Please, for this week, what do I want you to do? Get to know the course, read the syllabus, start working on the first module, and just take it 1 week at a time. I will not ghost or disappear on you. I'm pretty available. And again, we're going to schedule and figure out what is the best way to do those live conferences or pre-recorded up-to-date videos. So take care, and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.